Hi everyone, it's Tawney. In today's video, I'm wearing a $3 shirt from Walmart and a like $5 necklace from Kohl's, and we're going to be trying on wearing my most expensive makeup. So I got this idea. I've been watching some YouTube videos and I saw a bunch of people that had all this makeup and they were buying all this makeup, and then they were like talking about all the expensive makeup they liked or had and like their, opinions on it. And I was like, I could do a full face of my expensive makeup because now that I made a Marc Jacobs purchase, I now have a full face to do like most expensive, almost bougie. It's like I have a couple products that are on the luxury side. I have a couple that are just on the high end. I have a primer that's $14.99 because that's the most expensive one I have. So that's kind of what we're doing today. If you're new to my channel, my name is Tawney. I film makeup videos, vlogs, ranty type videos every now and then. And I just like to sit down, talk with you guys, be open and honest, and just share my thoughts, feelings, opinions, anything related to the sort. So if that's something that interests you, definitely subscribe and ring that notification bell so you get notified on when my videos get posted. I'm going to try really hard not to like flash my boobies at you, but the shirt is just a smidge big and it's like kind of sliding down a little bit, but and you'll really just see my bra, so it's not that big a deal. But it's supposed to be somewhat hot today. It's supposed to be like 88 in my town, but then my mom, my sister, our friend, and I are going to a like certain towns have like days. I don't want to say the name of the town to like, give myself away or whatever, but they have this like festival kind of a thing, and it's this weekend, and I found out my coworker was setting up a vendor table to sell her things and items and stuff there. So we all kind of decided that we wanted to go. So I'm doing my makeup to go there. That's the whole, so I'm going there, and it's supposed to be somewhat warm. It's not supposed to be hot because we're going north, and the direction we're going tends to be like 20 degrees colder. Like, if you kept going northwest of where we're going, you would probably see snow this time of year. It's that type of area. I totally just looked like I mauled myself by scratching there. I went swimming at my parents' house almost a week ago and got a burn, and I was wearing sunscreen and tanning lotion, and I had reapplied throughout the day because I was there for like 5 hours while I was swimming. But the sun definitely, like, I got on my shoulder and on my chest. This shoulder, not so bad. This shoulder, a little bit worse, which is really funny. It's just the way my hair parts. There's less hair to cover, whereas there's more hair over here. And, getting off topic. And now it's turned into a tan, and then I went over yesterday with my boyfriend to try and get a little bit more of a tan, and I think I kind of did, but now it's like my chest is just a little bit like, it's still kind of red, but it doesn't hurt or anything. It's fine. But anyway, back to the makeup. The primer I'm using today is the NYX Angel Veil Primer. It is $14.99 unless you get it on sale. Every once in a while, you can get a decent sale with it, or if you really want to be smart, activate the 5 times points at Ulta when they do it like the once a month. They always seem to do it, and then buy it then, or buy a couple, and then you'll get 5 times the points off of this $14.99 primer. So the foundation I'm going to use today is one that I've never tried yet, and I'm a little worried it's not going to be my shade, because looking at the outer packaging, I'm kind of concerned that I'm a little bit too tan for this. This is kind of looking like a dead of winter kind of a shade, but it's the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. I saw somebody, it might have been Tati before she left on her hiatus, which she's now back, but I think she reviewed this not long before she got off the internet, at the beginning of, before all of the panty stuff and all of that. And I wanted to pick it up, never did, blah, blah, blah. Then my boyfriend and I were out shopping, and he's like, why don't you pick out a couple things? I'll buy it for you and, like, kind of, treat you or whatever. And I was like, heck yeah. Like, I love it when people buy me things. Like, does that make me, whatever. I can buy things myself, but it's nice when somebody else wants to buy them for you also. So I picked this up. It's in the shade 0.5, 0.5. It says skin tone fair, undertone cool. And I could see they had testers, but you couldn't swatch them. You couldn't like put some on your hand. You could just see like the tubes. And this one looked somewhat decent. It looks like it's going to be a little bit light. Like my face is very red. Like I don't have rosacea or anything that like a skin condition that would make my face red, but I kind of feel like it, you know, makes it a little hard to like test things, but we're going to go for it. And if we have to bronze the heck out of my face, you know, we're going to do it. So I think this foundation was like $38. I'm going to try and like tell you prices if I can think of them. If not, I'm going to try to put them somewhere in the video, but that's, you know, if I can figure that out. This is supposed to be a very full coverage foundation. It's kind of why I was interested in it. The box says it has a weightless feel and has oil and shine control, which that's cool. I always love things that are very like oil controlling because my face tends to get very oily and I don't need the like help with that. Like I don't need like extra oil added to the mess. This product is looking a little bit moussey, but that's okay. We're just going to see what happens with it and go from there. The shade doesn't look terrible. It looks a little yellow. Like, I'm a little concerned. That's a lot of coverage though. Like, look, I'm not going to go back in. I could probably get half my face done with this. But, we're going to go with it and make it work. It blends into my neck pretty well, so I'm not overly concerned. But it is a little bit light. Like, I definitely understand the whole, like, have a summer shade, have a winter shade. But when this is $38 and I can barely afford one, we're getting one shade and we're making it work. You know? I did that with a foundation from Melt Cosmetics. I believe it was their, like, skin. It was, like, one of those fancy. Okay, now that doesn't look. I mean, it's a little pale comparing. It looks better off camera. It's not the worst thing. And it blends into my neck really well. So I can make it work. But I bought whatever it was almost like a skin tint kind of a foundation from Melt Cosmetics. And I bought it whenever they first banned like testers and you couldn't like swatch things. And I wasn't allowed to open the box to test the color or to see what it looked like in the box wise. So I was a little like concerned and I should have asked for help from one of the Sephora employees when I bought it, because I got it home and it's like this, but even lighter. Like it looks terrible on me and I can't take it back. Like I was going to take it back, but my problem is I don't live anywhere near a Sephora. So I have to go out of town. And then if they weren't to take it back or whatever, but then I also know sometimes that like because of the panty, when you send something back and return it, they just throw it away. Because they can't give it to somebody else because it's like been touched already. Even if you haven't done anything to it, they still like, that's somewhat the policy at some of these places. So I really was like concerned about waste. Meanwhile, it's kind of going to waste here, which that's, you know, I'm going back in with a smidge just around my lips. I notice it's getting a little bit like cakey around my lips because my lips are kind of dry. Like the area around my lips aren't really that dry. But, so I've been using this, and I feel like I want to say this. I've been using this salve on my, like a lip balm kind of a thing, on my lips when I go swimming, that a friend of mine from high school, which we weren't friends in high school, we just knew of each other. She started this, she became an herbologist where you study herbs and like learn how to, like how they function and how they help your body and things like that. And she started a company, like, you know, just a small little company kind of a thing where she makes these things and sells like scrubs and ointments and like bath bombs and like all this like cool sorts of stuff. And I wanted to support her and like buy something from her. So I waited until there was something that I was interested in and I bought a scrub, which I haven't tried yet. And then I bought this salve that like helps. I don't know if it's for after you're in the sun to help with like the sun exposure or before, but I use it before to be on the safe side. And so far my lips have been doing okay. I went over I think it was last Sunday when I went swimming with my sister, my scalp got burnt like in the back section of it. And that's when I got like my chest burnt, even wearing sunscreen. Luckily, my face didn't get burnt and my lips were fine. Like, I'm always worried about my lips getting like chapped and like hurting because they're burnt. So I got really lucky there. And I was like, I think this salve really works. Like, I'm definitely going to keep using it. So props to her and her company. The concealer I'm using today is the Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer. I think this is around $27 to $30, somewhere in that range. It's one of the more expensive concealers. And while I think it's nice, I have ones from the drugstore that work just as well that you don't even need to spend your money on. Like the CoverGirl concealer, the True Blend concealer. It's the exact same thing as this. So if you like don't want to spend your money on this concealer, I mean, even though it looks really cute, this is kind of why I wanted to get it. This was another one that my boyfriend bought me. But if you don't want to spend the money, you can just go with the CoverGirl one and it will work just as well. I've been wanting to try the Tarte Creaseless Concealer because I feel like it's very, like, I guess emollient is what I've been hearing people call it. So I think I would like it. And it's like full coverage without feeling full coverage. Like, it's not that heavy feeling to it. So I feel like I want to try that. And I've also been wanting to try it's the Too Faced Born This Way concealer because I've heard really good things about that. But I'm a little bit iffy about Too Faced because of, you know, the owner and all of the drama surrounding the brand. So I've been on the fence about buying that and the foundation. Because even like when I can afford it, I'm just like, the brand is so sketchy that I don't know if I want to support them and buy one of their products. So I think this shade match, I'm using the shade number 1. I think that's the shade. I think. It's a little bit light on me, but I think with this foundation, it really works. Like, it still looks light, but I feel like it looks the perfect lightness. Like, it matches well enough that, like, it was the perfect match shade-wise, you know? So far, it's looking really good. I have, like, very high expectations, very high hopes for how this will turn out, simply because all of this is so expensive that, like, if you're going to charge an arm and a leg, you better work to build back that arm and that leg, you know? Like, okay, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. I just woke up at 8:30, was doing a little bit of like dishes and stuff in the kitchen, made myself a banana smoothie, bananas, Greek yogurt with honey and vanilla in it, and almond milk and ice. That's, you know, obvious, but yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to powder my face. The most expensive powder I have is from JSC, and I don't feel comfortable using that. So I'm just going to use my Milani Prep Set and Go, and I'm going to powder my whole face just because I'm wearing a full coverage foundation and it's going to be hot out. So I apologize for not having a powder. I technically do, but I'm just not comfortable using it. I was going to use it and just not show it in the video, but I still feel like that's not, you know, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going in with one that I know will work, I know I like, and the brand hasn't done anything shady that we know of yet, you know. I always have to feel like I put that yet in because you just never know what the brand's capable of. Okay, so now I'm going to keep doing my face. Sometimes I stop here and go to eyes, and other times I just keep going and then go back to eyes once the rest of my face is done. So we're going to do that today. I'm going in with the Marc Jacobs it's the Omega Bronze Coconut Perfect Tan in Tantastic. It's this giant one. If you've been watching my channel to any extent, you will know that I made a boo-boo. Whenever there was talks of Marc Jacobs being shut down, the brand being shut down and closed and all of that, everybody kind of like ran to go buy certain things. I saw Smoky Glow did. Everyone's freaking out. Then like 2 days later, it was posted that they're not going out of business. They're just being removed from Sephora like through a sale, which I'm not sure if they're being completely removed or just like selling off what they have and then putting new stuff in. My dumb self, not knowing that this was going to happen, but knowing that this wasn't a good idea, went onto their website, marcjacobs.com, whatever it's called, and I bought a bunch of makeup, about like $50 worth. Then like the second my order went through, it was posted that they're not going out of business. And you're an idiot if you did that. So I was an idiot that did that. So here we are. Everything was half off. So I got this bronzer for like $27, $30, something like that. And I can't complain, honestly, because it's like really good. And the size of it, like the price that I paid is worth it. The full price, probably not. Even though it is really nice. I've worn it a couple times now and I really like it. But I will have to say, price-wise, I would just rather buy something from the drugstore. Like Physicians Formula makes a really good bronzer. L'Oreal makes a really good bronzer. Elf has a really good like $5 bronzer. Like you don't need to spend $50+ on a bronzer. I mean, you're mainly getting it for the name. I really like the compact, even though it's like insanely boring and bland, but it's huge. The mirror is really nice. So I'm like not mad, but at the same time, I feel like really stupid. I have some other Marc Jacob products I could have talked about, but I kind of wanted to showcase multiple things. So I kind of just, and because I paid half off for those, they don't always, you know, equate to the, like the concealer. I have one of the concealers from Marc Jacobs, but I think with the sale, it's cheaper than the Benefit one. So I just went with the Benefit one. Plus I wanted to. So that's kind of what we're doing today. So that was our bronzer. Now for the blush. I have a love-hate relationship with this. It's the Clinique Cheek Pop in Melon Pop. It works sometimes, and then other times I feel like it does nothing to me. I kind of think the shade is a little bit boring, and that's why it's not doing anything for me. Like, I don't hate the way it looks on my face, but I feel like I have to really apply. And for paying $25 for it, like, you need to do what you need. Like, you need to work. Like, I didn't waste my money on crap. And I kind of feel like I did. But, you know, it is what it is. We have it now. We're using it. So, that's that. You know, don't make the same mistake I did. This would be one that I would definitely say test out. See how strong the swatch is before you get it. Because I think I've swatched it before. And it was not very strong. So, that's definitely something to keep in mind. There's my cat chilling on the bed. He loves being close to me, and because he didn't sleep with me last night, he's now being extra clingy because he didn't get to see me all night. But that's his own fault because he wouldn't come in the room before I shut the door, and then I fell asleep and he was stuck out in the living room. So the Clinique Cheek Pop was $25. I think the Marc Jacobs bronzer is like 50 something, and I paid like 20 to 30, something like that, like high 20s to 30. And now I'm going in with the Jouer Molten Glow All Over Face and Body Highlighter. This is like $35-ish, somewhere around there. Worth every penny if you see that glow. Like, holy crap. Whenever I first got it, I didn't like it, the first application. And then, since then, I've been like, girl, you're an idiot. This is like the best highlighter. Like, this is a top 5 highlighter in my mind. Like, look at that. I'm going to have to definitely diffuse that a little bit, though, because it looks a little intense in that area. But, you know, this is one I would totally put everywhere. Like, I would just make my face a bomb of glow. Like, look how gorgeous this looks. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely feeling so bougie right now in my $3 tank top, you know. I'm going in with my powder brush just to tap that down. Because it was looking a little crazy. And now I'm going to use my Milani eyeshadow primer because it's the most expensive one I have. And it's like the only one I have. Plus I know that it works. So I'm just going to use it. And I'm going to fast forward and we'll come back with the eyeshadow palette. So I also did my brows off camera because I don't have anything bougie brow wise. I used the CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. And I think that's like $10 maybe, $8.99 or something like that. And then I went in with my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, and that's about the same price. And that's just kind of, you know, typical routine. That's what I use. They might be the most expensive. I think the brow pencil is probably the most expensive because the other one I use is like Elf, which is like $2, and the LA Girl, which is like $4. So technically, but I just saved you that, and we're gonna move on to the eyeshadow palette, and we are using my Natasha Denona Glam palette. This is what it looks like inside. It is super gorgeous. I really like this palette. It was definitely worth my $65 that I paid for it. I bought it like right when it came out to make sure that like I could get it, you know, because I thought it was gonna be really popular. It's Natasha Denona. It's a little bit more cool toned than I would like, but I make it work. So like I make looks with it, so I can't really say a whole lot. I'm going in with the shade Transition and just patting that all over my lid. I think it's a nice palette. I definitely don't think it's her best palette. I'd like to get the gold palette. I think I have the dupe for that maybe in the Alter Ego brand. I'm not positive that that's the one I have, but I'd like to get that and see how nice it is and if I like it and everything. But now I'm going in with Blend, which is this really nice light brown shade, and I'm going to put that in my crease. I'm just going to do a very basic look because it's going to be hot and I'm going to be like walking around and doing stuff, and I don't really want to like look weird. I have others that are around this price, but I don't use that brand anymore. So this was the palette that got chosen by default, kind of. But I do like it enough that like I don't mind it being the one that got chosen. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to go in with Smoke in my lower lash line right now. I'm going to start in the outer corner and then work my way in after I've kind of like rubbed in most of the shadow, so it's not quite as heavy on the inner part of my eye. Okay, so now I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go back in with Smoke again, and I'm going to pat that down on the outer corner, and I'm going to stay like really far outer corner because I want to like really highlight the shimmer. Yeah, that looks good. I feel really bougie right now. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't usually wear tank tops like this, so it's kind of giving me that like, you know, it's getting me. And then wearing all this fancy makeup, like, it's totally getting in my head. I'm just kidding. But it is really cool. Like, I'm really digging this. It's okay to feel bougie, and you can feel bougie on a budget too. I mean, this is a $3 shirt and a $3 bra underneath of it, so you know, you don't have to be super expensive to look hot, to look nice. Not hot, nice. Now I'm going in with Inner Corner, which is this really nice, you can kind of see it, really nice gray silver kind of a color. Look at that. It's funny, I try and look into my camera and then I can't do my makeup, so then I have to look back at my mirror because, yeah. It didn't stay quite as concentrated on this side as it did this side. But you know, I can't complain because it looks nice. I'm really liking this. Okay, now, what is this? Ooh, I'm going to go in with outer eyelid. It looks like this. And I'm going to put that on my inner eyelid because we don't need an eyeshadow palette to tell us how to do our makeup. But it definitely helps. I will have to say, I know a lot of people didn't like that about this palette, but I think that's like one of the good qualities, especially for somebody like me who's not the best at doing my makeup and like knowing how to put things, how to like do a look out of it. So it's kind of nice that it's like helpful, but I do think some of what they're telling you goes in certain places doesn't always go in that place. But that's for you to decide, you know? Do the look, try it out. If you don't like it, change it, you know? Okay, so this is what the eyes look like. I think it looks really nice. I definitely always go for like a brown neutral eye, but I feel like especially with the inner corner highlight, it really isn't coming off that way. It's coming off a little bit like more gray taupey-ish, which I really like that. And I feel like it really makes my eyes look nice, especially with like the rest of my face makeup. So that's nice. My mascara today is the It Superhero Mascara, and I honestly thought about finding a different mascara because I love this mascara. Don't get me wrong, but the new formula, trash. Okay, look at this brush. I'm just going to show you. Look how clumpy it looks. I had to brush off. There was a big chunk hanging off the side. And I was like, I am not getting that on my eyelash. I'm not doing this. So the whole tip is like covered because it's so thick. It doesn't smell bad. I've had it a while, so I'm a little worried it might not be any good, but we're going to go for it. I had the mini in the old formula. Bomb. Killer. This, not my favorite. Like, I'm very disappointed in what they did to this mascara because it was so good and it just kind of ruined it. And it's very unfortunate, but I know Emily Noel really likes this mascara. That's something that, like, she kind of got me into it, and then I kept liking it because she liked it. But now I'm starting to, like, I'm tempted to declutter it with this because it's just so, like, finicky that I'm a little worried that I can deal with, like, fallout throughout the day. Like, if it, like, speckles under my eye, I just, like, brush it off. Sometimes, though, when I do that, it, like, can get caked in, and then I have to kind of, like, dig at my under eye, which I'm not a big fan of doing that. But I'm willing to do that if it happens because I know that it does that throughout the day. I had one recently that did that I didn't expect to do that, and it was, like, a little, like, oh, no, why'd you do that? Like, I didn't expect it to do it. But it's looking really good, but I'm still a little, like, hesitant with it. Like, I kind of want to get a new one, but at the same time, I know it's going to chunk up just as much. So I'm like, I don't really want to bother doing that. It's kind of giving me L'Oreal Lash Paradise vibes. If anybody's experienced that, I talked about it in a video of products that aren't quite as good as they used to be. And, like, products that have kind of let me down. Where it now, I noticed somebody else talked about it. I think it might have been Jessica Braun. She had mentioned it in a video where it's not doing what it used to be doing. And she had said, and I agree because I had the same thing, that it got very clumpy and, like, the formula got very lumped up in itself because it kind of, like, got hard in the like container it comes in, the bottle, tube, whatever. And I noticed that as well with mine. I think I decluttered mine, honestly, or it's, like, sitting in a about to be decluttered bin. But I've always been a little hesitant with that mascara because I never felt like it was as good as everybody hyped it up to be. And now I'm getting proved right. So that's kind of nice. I always use the L'Oreal or the Maybelline Lash Lift, the Falsies Lash Lift. I think they came out at the same time. I always preferred the Maybelline one over the L'Oreal one, but that's just because I kind of like Maybelline a lot. Like, they're one of those brands I'm willing to try everything that they can do because I just like them so much. My setting spray is the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I don't like this brand either. I feel okay talking about them on camera, whereas the JSC, I'm not really comfortable using them. But this is one that, like, I've had this tube for a long time, this bottle for a long time. So I'm just, like, using it till it's done, and then I'm not going to buy it again. And this is, like, 16. It used to be 15. Now it's $16. Sometimes you can get it on sale. You can get different scents. You can get it half off. Whenever, like, in the smaller packaging, it's half price. But the basic one is $16 at Ulta. It's a nice setting spray. I wish somebody would dupe it, like, get it exactly duped, so in that way I didn't have to buy from Morphe, but that's not the case. So we did the rest of the face. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything because I sometimes do that. And now my lip product is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb and Fussy. I thought it was the Gloss Bomb, but I wanted to make sure. I got mascara everywhere on me. What the heck? As long as it's not screwing up on my eyes. As long as I don't sneeze and, like, you know, squint my eyes too hard and it doesn't, like, explode on my eye. I'd cry if that happened, honestly. So I'm going to use this as my lip gloss. That's the word. I have one from Marc Jacobs. I have one from Patrick Ta, and I believe one from NARS. But the Patrick Ta and NARS ones are minis, whereas this is regular size. And I didn't want to use all Marc Jacobs. I wanted to kind of, like, showcase what I have. So I picked this one. I have better lip glosses from the drugstore than this one. I have to say, this is not my favorite formula, but I've kept it because it's Fenty and like, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not in my top 5. My lips are feeling a little dry this morning, which I'm not sure why. Like I can feel them being a little funky. Like right there. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But I don't think the gloss looks terrible. I think it kind of, like it looks nice with the glow that my face is getting from that highlighter. So I'm not mad. I'm just a little like, why are my lips feeling this way? Which has nothing to do with the lip gloss, by the way. So yeah, this is my full face of bougie makeup. My most expensive makeup. I hope you guys like this video. It was definitely a different idea. I'm so glad I finally have like a full face pretty much of products to use and to talk about, so I don't have to like constantly be replacing things. But yeah, let me know your favorite bougie products in the comment section below. Something that you think is better that's from the drugstore or that's, you know, on the lesser price-wise end. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell down below so you get notified when I upload my videos. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you next time. Bye!